Imagine holding a simple stone in your hand, something most people would overlook on a dusty road or by a quiet riverbank. Yet within that stone lies a universe of untold beauty, waiting patiently for an artist's touch to awaken its hidden voice. And today we are diving deep into the world of creative stone art decoration, where nature meets imagination and transforms the ordinary into something truly extraordinary. Because stone art is not just about decoration, it is about storytelling, emotion, and connection with the earth itself. And as a professional abstract artist, I see stones not as lifeless objects but as silent storytellers shaped by time, pressure, and the rhythm of nature, each curve, crack, and texture holding history within it. And when we begin to work with stones creatively, we are not imposing art onto them. We are collaborating with them, allowing their natural form to guide our vision and inspire something uniquely beautiful. And one of the most powerful aspects of stone art decoration is its accessibility. You don't need expensive materials or complex tools. All you need is curiosity, creativity, and a willingness to see beyond the surface. Because even the smallest pebble can become a masterpiece when touched by imagination. And in the modern world where everything feels fast and artificial, stone art brings us back to something real, something grounding. It reconnects us with nature and allows us to slow down and appreciate the beauty and simplicity. And when you start creating with stones, you begin to notice details you never saw before. The subtle color variations, the smoothness shaped by water, the rough textures carved by wind, and these details become your palette, your inspiration, your guide. And as you paint, carve, or arrange stones into decorative pieces, you are not just creating art, you are creating a dialogue between yourself and the natural world. And that dialogue is what makes abstract stone art so powerful, because it is not about perfection or realism. It is about expression. It is about emotion. It is about capturing a feeling rather than an image. And when we talk about creative stone art decoration, we are opening the door to endless possibilities, from minimalist painted stones that carry simple yet meaningful patterns, to intricate designs that blend colors, textures, and symbolism, to sculptural arrangements that transform spaces into artistic environments. And each piece tells a different story, a story that is deeply personal yet universally relatable. And one of the most beautiful things about abstract art is that it invites interpretation. There is no single meaning, no right or wrong way to understand it. Every viewer brings their own emotions and experiences, and that makes each piece alive in a different way for every person who sees it. And when you incorporate stone art into your home decoration, you are not just adding aesthetic value, you are adding soul. You are creating an environment that feels authentic, grounded, and meaningful. And imagine a corner of your home where carefully arranged stones reflect light and shadow, where painted surfaces tell quiet stories, where textures invite touch and curiosity. That space becomes more than decoration. It becomes an experience. And as an artist, I always encourage people to embrace imperfection when working with natural materials, because perfection is not the goal, expression is. And sometimes the most beautiful pieces are those that carry unexpected shapes, uneven lines, and raw textures, because those imperfections are what make the art feel alive. And when you start your journey into creative stone art, begin by simply observing. Go outside. Collect stones that speak to you, not because they are perfect, but because they evoke something within you. Maybe it's a color, a shape, a memory, and then bring those stones into your creative space and let them guide your process. Don't rush, don't force an idea, allow the art to emerge naturally. And whether you choose to paint abstract patterns, create symbolic designs, or build decorative arrangements, always remember that your unique perspective is what makes the art valuable. And as you continue to explore, you will discover your own style, your own voice, your own way of expressing emotion through stone. And that journey is incredibly rewarding, because it is not just about the final piece. It is about the process, the moments of inspiration, the connection with nature, the joy of creation. And in today's fast-paced digital world, engaging in something as tactile and organic as stone art can be deeply therapeutic. It allows your mind to slow down, to focus, to be present. And that presence is where true creativity lives. And as you decorate your space with your creations, you will begin to see your environment differently. You will feel more connected to it, more at peace within it, and that is the true power of art. It transforms not just objects but experiences. And as a professional abstract artist, I believe that everyone has the ability to create meaningful art. You don't need formal training. You don't need perfect skills. You just need the courage to start, to experiment, to explore, and to express yourself without fear of judgment, because art is not about meeting expectations. It is about breaking boundaries and discovering new ways of seeing the world. And creative stone art decoration is a beautiful example of that freedom. It takes something as simple as a stone and turns it into a canvas for imagination, a medium for emotion, a bridge between nature and creativity. And as you continue your journey, remember that every piece you create is a reflection of you, your thoughts, your feelings, your experiences, and that is what makes it truly unique. And so as you look at the stones around you, don't just see them as objects, see them as opportunities, see them as potential, see them as the beginning of something beautiful. Because within every stone lies a story waiting to be told, and within you lies the artist capable of telling it. All you have to do is begin. And as you continue to explore deeper into the world of creative stone art decoration, something remarkable begins to happen. Your perception shifts, not just as an artist but as an observer of life itself. Because you start seeing beauty in places you once ignored, in textures you once overlooked, in details that once felt insignificant, and this transformation is the quiet magic of abstract art. It doesn't just change what you create. It changes how you see, and with stones, this experience becomes even more profound because they are among the oldest elements on Earth. They have witnessed time in a way we can barely comprehend, shaped by rivers, cracked by heat, softened by wind, each one carrying a silent memory of the natural world. And when you bring that into your creative process, you are not just decorating, you are honoring something ancient, something timeless. And this awareness brings a deeper intention to your work. You begin to approach each piece with respect, patience, and curiosity, allowing the process to unfold naturally rather than forcing a result. And this is where true artistic growth begins, when you stop trying to control everything and instead start listening, observing, and responding. And in abstract stone art, this flow is essential, because the unpredictability of the material invites spontaneity. It encourages you to experiment, to take risks, to step outside your comfort zone. And that is where the most exciting discoveries are made. Perhaps you start layering colors in unexpected ways, allowing them to blend and contrast across the stone's surface. Or maybe you begin to incorporate mixed materials, combining stones with wood, metal, or glass to create dynamic decorative compositions that bring depth and dimension into your space. And as your confidence grows, you may find yourself creating larger installations, arranging stones in patterns that transform entire areas into artistic expressions, turning walls, shelves, or even outdoor spaces into living galleries that reflect your unique vision. And one of the most inspiring aspects of this journey is the way it connects creativity with mindfulness. Because working with stones requires presence, it requires you to slow down, to focus on each movement, each brushstroke, each placement. And in doing so, it becomes more than art. It becomes a form of meditation, a way to quiet the noise of the outside world and reconnect with your inner self. And in that quiet space, ideas begin to flow more freely, emotions surface more clearly, and your art becomes more authentic, more expressive, more alive. And this authenticity is what resonates with others, because people are drawn to art that feels real, art that carries emotion, art that tells a story without needing words. And when someone looks at your stone creations, they may not understand exactly what you intended, but they will feel something, a sense of calm, curiosity, wonder, or even nostalgia. And that emotional connection is what gives your work meaning beyond decoration. It turns it into an experience, a moment of connection between the artist and the viewer. And as you continue to create, you will also begin to develop your own artistic language, your own visual signature that makes your work recognizable and unique. Maybe it's the way you use color, or the patterns you repeat, or the textures you emphasize, whatever it is, it becomes your voice, your identity as an artist. And nurturing that voice is one of the most rewarding parts of this journey, because it allows you to express yourself more clearly and confidently over time. And while inspiration can come from many places, nature will always remain your greatest teacher when working with stone. So continue to observe it, study it, immerse yourself in it. Notice how light interacts with surfaces, how shadows create depth, how colors shift throughout the day, and bring those observations into your art. Let them influence your choices, guide your creativity, and enrich your work with a sense of realism even within abstraction. And as you share your creations with others, whether through social media, exhibitions, or simply within your home, you also become part of a larger creative community, a network of artists and enthusiasts who are exploring similar ideas in their own unique ways. And this connection can be incredibly inspiring. It opens the door to new perspectives, new techniques, and new opportunities for growth. And at the same time, it reminds you that art is not a competition. It is a shared journey, a collective expression of human creativity. And every piece you create contributes to that larger story. And there will be moments of doubt, moments when you feel uninspired or uncertain, but those moments are part of the process. They are not obstacles. They are invitations to pause, reflect, and reconnect with your purpose. And sometimes all it takes is going back to the basics. Picking up a simple stone, feeling its texture, observing its form, and allowing that quiet interaction to spark something new within you. Because creativity is always there. It just needs space to breathe. And as you move forward, continue to challenge yourself. Try new ideas, explore new styles. Push the boundaries of what you think is possible. Because growth happens outside of familiarity, and every experiment, whether successful or not, brings you one step closer to discovering your full potential as an artist. And remember that your journey is uniquely yours. There is no right timeline, no fixed destination, only continuous exploration, and that is what makes it so beautiful. And as your collection of stone art grows, so does your story, each piece becoming a chapter, a moment captured in time, reflecting who you were, what you felt, and how you saw the world at that point in your life. And when you look back at your work, you will see not just art, but evolution, growth, and transformation. And that is the true essence of creative stone art decoration. It is not just about making something beautiful. It is about becoming someone more aware, more expressive, more connected. And so as you continue this journey, keep creating, keep exploring, keep listening to the silent language of stones, because they have so much to teach, and you have so much to express. And together, you can create something truly timeless. Something that goes beyond decoration and becomes a reflection of life itself, raw, imperfect, and beautifully real.